I'm gonna give Kendrick some credit here. This is the same person that said if I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. And I'm not sneak dissing, I'm not subbing. So for you to, if this were a Drake diss and you come out subbing like this, it's very hypocritical of everything you just said.
Did you catch how Kendrick Lamar took down Drake with one of the most brutal rap battles in recent history? From ghostwriting rumours to sharp, unexpected jabs, this lyrical war became a masterclass in strategic takedowns. The rap feud between Kendrick Lamar and Drake heated up when Kendrick took aim at Drake over ghostwriting rumours. Until then, things were relatively low-key, with both sides trading subtle jabs. But when those rumours surfaced, Kendrick drew a hard line, making it clear where he stood on being an authentic artist. Kendrick's initial diss tracks, Euphoria and 616 in LA, felt like they were just testing the waters. The lines weren't too deep, more like Kendrick teasing Drake, picking on his style and choices. Nothing too serious yet. Just Kendrick poking fun, seeing how far he could go without escalating things too much. But then Drake dropped Family Matters and everything changed. Kendrick responded with Beat the Gams and Not Like Us, going all in with some brutal accusations, like Drake hiding another child and trolling for high school girls. Kendrick's early track seemed more like a warning, don't push me if you don't want to face the consequences. It almost felt like Kendrick was giving Drake a chance to back off before things got serious. But things took a turn with 616 in LA. Kendrick seemed to sense Drake was up to something sneaky and he was ready to fire back. He called out Drake's tactics with lines like, "You playing dirty with propaganda, it'll blow up on you." The history between Drake and Kendrick was more personal, fueled by rumours of ghostwriting and their contrasting styles. While Kendrick started out with light jabs, he quickly showed he was ready to go darker if necessary, and that's exactly what happened. When Drake's Family Matters dropped, things escalated quickly. He got personal, accusing Kendrick of being an abuser and bringing family into the mix. But hold on, rewind a bit. In Euphoria, Kendrick had already made a subtle jab about Drake's relationship with his father, hinting that Drake might be a deadbeat, so maybe Drake felt justified in hitting back harder. The battle quickly turned into a back and forth of, you went low so I'll go lower. There were no clear rules, just blurred lines and unchecked egos. Kendrick seemed fine with bringing up Drake's personal life, but Drake was a step too far, so he decided to match Kendrick's energy by bringing in unconfirmed rumours about Kendrick's family. Was any of it true, or just a tactic? After all, rap battles aren't about facts, they're about getting the audience on your side. Drake's clever move was to frame his attack around things that couldn't be proven, mentioning a crisis management team, supposedly covering up Kendrick's secrets, planting doubt without needing any real evidence. Meanwhile, Kendrick had his own angle. He hit hard with details that were already public, like the time Drake kissed a 17-year-old on stage, but he also knew that he had to deliver his points smartly in a way that would resonate and stick. Remember the beef between Jay-Z and Cameron? Cameron didn't care about Jay-Z's real age, he just wanted to make him look old and out of touch with the younger crowd. Kendrick did something similar, poking at Drake's weak spots for maximum impact, and Drake had plenty of those weak spots given how much of his life was out in the open. Drake didn't back down though. He tried to show that he could keep up the pace by dropping tracks like Family Matters, back to back, taunting Kendrick and relying on his team of ghostwriters. Drake thought speed would keep him ahead, but Kendrick turned the tables fast. Within half an hour of Drake's Family Matters music video, Kendrick hit back with Meet the Grams, proving that he could not only match Drake's speed, but do it all on his own. The audience started seeing Kendrick as the more genuine artist, one who didn't need a team to write his bars. The twist, the speed game Drake thought he'd mastered, backfired. Kendrick showed that he could drop tracks just as quickly and with more impact. Suddenly, the battle wasn't just about how fast you could release a diss, it was about the content, the punchlines, and who hit harder. When Kendrick released Meet the Grams, the whole rap scene felt the shift, but he didn't stop there. The very next day, he dropped Not Like Us, even more intense than before. Some might wonder if the battle was really over, or if everyone was just caught up in the hype. But this time there was no doubt. Kendrick's lyrics were like a verbal beatdown, each line delivered with precision. Even a simple jab turned into a brutal display, as if Kendrick was the school bully dangling Drake by his collar and mocking his crew. Kendrick's strategy wasn't just about making accusations, it was about timing, delivery, and knowing exactly when to strike. He hit hard with lines that hinted at dark rumours, while also poking fun at Drake's past reliance on memes to soften his image. Kendrick knew Drake would try to spin things with humour, so he cut him off before he even had a chance. Kendrick also hinted that he had more dirt on Drake, but decided to hold back, a move that showed restraint but also hinted at hidden depths. Even with just the information that he put on the table, it felt like more than enough to bury Drake. Kendrick painted Drake as someone who needed to register with Neighborhood Watch, driving home how serious his blows were. Of course, not every line was perfect. Some of Kendrick's lyrics were a bit over the top, like suggesting that he needed to hide the Bible to keep God from seeing his actions. It came off as a strange attempt to show just how little he cared about taking down Drake, even if it sounded a bit silly. And while Kendrick's joke nickname for Drake may not have been his strongest punch, it was enough to keep the crowd entertained. He even mocked himself for being too busy to take on the beef, only to decide, yeah, okay, I'll pencil this in. When Kendrick Lamar flipped Drake's words, it was like verbal jiu-jitsu. Drake tried to clown Kendrick by calling him a fake activist, but Kendrick spun it back on him, making it look like Drake had just insulted all modern black people by implying that they were slaves. Did Drake actually mean that? Probably not, but Kendrick seized the moment, using Drake's dismissive language to point out something bigger, that Drake's detachment from black political issues and his culture vulture tendencies were like a modern version of colonialism. Kendrick didn't stop there. He tied Drake's wave riding on different regional styles to how white cultural appropriators in the past watered down black culture for profit. He even called out Drake for running to Atlanta when he needed to stay relevant, labeling him a colonizer rather than a peer. And Kendrick's hook, a direct hit, they're not like us, isolating Drake from the black culture that built his success. But Kendrick didn't just rely on accusations, he added humour and style, taunting Drake in a way that made it feel like a schoolyard showdown, with lines that had the crowd saying, did he just reject Drake's blackness card with receipts? Kendrick kept everyone on their toes, making it clear that this wasn't just a game for him. Kendrick's lyrical attacks felt like a masterclass in how to control the narrative. He called out Drake for using memes to soften his image and expertly predicted Drake's next moves, blocking every attempt to spin things. Was Kendrick manipulating the story? Maybe, but it's what anyone would do against an opponent who's known to play dirty. And then there was the gut punch. Kendrick's lyrics didn't just criticize, they accused. He called Drake out as a colonizer, using a backlog of details about how Drake has used other rappers to stay relevant. It was a direct challenge to Drake's credibility in the rap game. Kendrick wrapped it all up with a powerful verse that flipped two of Drake's own song titles against him, showing just how inevitable Drake's downfall was for daring to challenge him. It was like watching Kendrick do a victory dance over Drake's grave, using Drake's own moves to mock him. In the end, Kendrick's track wasn't just another diss, it was a full-blown performance. He used metaphors, jokes, wordplay and storytelling to paint a vivid picture of exactly how much he thought Drake had messed up. Drake tried to save face with the Heart Part 6, pretending that he didn't care, but it was clear that he'd been cornered into backing down. Was this the greatest rap diss of all time? For many, it certainly felt that way. Unlike many diss tracks that throw out vague tough guy lines, Kendrick's was laser focused, sharp and packed with content that hit where it hurt. It was a perfect blend of everything that makes a diss track memorable, and it sent a clear message: you don't mess with Kendrick. So what do you think? Was Kendrick's approach the ultimate rap diss, or did Drake hold his own in the battle? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of hip hop.